One is, of course, a moral argument. A lot of the people who are dying from fossil fuel pollution or who are carrying the heaviest burden are people of color, and they're poor people of color. And likely when climate change picks up and we see more disasters, more deaths, those are the first people who are on the line. People like to say climate change will kill us all, but the truth is climate change will kill some people first. And so there's a moral imperative to make sure that in the green transition, the same people who bear the brunt of our reliance on fossil fuels are not the same people who the green transition is being built on their backs. So that's one. And then the second is that income inequality and climate change are linked, not only because we have an extractive economy, but because there's a growing body of evidence that especially in rich countries, the higher you have income inequality, the more emissions that you have. The mechanisms are not clear, and there's lots of theories about it, but the evidence is clear. And so if you're going to tackle climate change and tackle it in a way that's sustainable, you have to be talking about inequity. You have to be talking about racial equity as well, because those are drivers, right? And the ways that we think about addressing that is making sure that the policies are cross-cutting, right? And so, say one of the examples in the bill is upgrading all homes and buildings. You can structure that program through federal jobs guarantees, through local programs, through incubators, and just through the structure of how you split up the work between different types of buildings to make sure that people of color are benefiting. And another way that we're constantly thinking about the racial wealth gap is how do you make sure that this transition brings not only income, but that income can be translated to wealth, particularly for people that are more likely to be unbanked. So those are the things that we're thinking about, and those are the reasons we think that it's incredibly important, right, to make sure that racial equity is involved. And also from past mobilizations like World War II and the New Deal, the other thing that we see is when certain people aren't involved or included, you see those effects for generations. And we don't want another set of problems that we're dealing with just kicking the can down the road.